This one's for the girls. Just because you would be a good mother doesn't mean you would be a happy one. So in case you're on the fence about having kids, a maybe is a no.
Today's compilation is basically the internet's most sensitive group chat topic, kids or peace. And before anyone starts sharpening their pitchforks in the comments, this isn't a parents are miserable video, and it's not a child-free people are selfish video either. It's a reality check about something society refuses to say plainly. Being capable of being a good mother doesn't automatically mean you'd be happy as one. And choosing not to have kids doesn't automatically mean your life is empty. The whole reason this debate gets so heated is because people treat motherhood like it's the default setting, like you're supposed to want it. And if you don't, you're either broken, confused, or you'll change your mind. Meanwhile, if you do have kids, you're expected to be grateful at all times, even when you're clearly drowning. So yeah, the tension makes sense. This topic isn't just about babies. It's about identity, freedom, money, time, and expectations.
You know, out of all the times I've ever told someone that I don't want to have children, nobody has ever said to me, wow, I love that you know that about yourself. 9 times out of 10, they'll try and talk me out of it. And I just have to sit there like this, waiting until they're done because I knew I didn't want to have kids when I was a kid. It's been 10 years, still don't. And honestly, have you taken a look around? It's the pits. I don't think you can blame me.
You cannot look at this and tell me that you don't have baby fever.
Ooh, I absolutely can, so please get it away from me. There is literally nothing appealing about motherhood and having a child.
I'm 29 years old. I'll be 30 at the end of the year, and I do not want kids. I've always known that I don't want kids, and I am not going to change my mind. I've had a lot of moms support that and tell me, good for you. I love being a mom, but good for you for choosing that for yourself. And if I'm being honest, it's really 80%, okay, of women who are super supportive, who are mothers themselves, telling me that it's okay. But that 20% of women, the bitter women, they love to tell me that I'm going to regret it, that I'm going to get old and no one's going to take care of me, that why wouldn't I want a little version of myself, anything to try to make me feel bad for not wanting to bring children into this world. To those bitter moms, you know what I did this morning? Okay, first of all, I woke up and it was silent. You see how silent it is right now? That's how silent it was when I woke up. Okay, silent. No mommy, no crying. No needy child. Okay, just woke up. I washed my face, okay, because I was a little puffy, okay. I did a little skincare, a little light skincare. I put on this little outfit, okay, because it's kind of cold, but, still want to be comfortable. I put on my shoes, I put on the headphones, and I went on a walk for an hour. I walked for a whole hour. Then I got back, again, silence, no mommy, no driving kids to school, none of that, okay. I took my shoes off, obviously. I did upper body, okay, in my room, little lifting weights, and then I came over here and I think I'm gonna make breakfast, but either way I have to clock in soon, so no stress this morning, no school drop off this morning, no crying, none of that. I just took care of me, so no, I will never regret it. Okay? Bye.
Anytime I consider whether or not I would want children in the future, the one thing that is always so off-putting to me is the fact that I can't live losing my self-identity. I feel like so often women, specifically in the patriarchal system, are only viewed as mothers. As soon as you become a mother, every other facet of your self-identity and expression is stripped away from you. And I am such a complex person. I have a very good self-image and perception of myself. I am multifaceted and I cannot be reduced to just being someone's mom. That would actually send me over the fucking edge.
I knew I was living my life right when somebody looked me dead in my face after telling them that we were going to go to South Africa and do Africa at least once a year, every year. And we were talking about all of our vacation plans. And they looked at me and they said, I can't wait till y'all have kids so y'all can sit down. Because what type of hater ass I want you to be miserable ass shit is that? And with that, I am going to have a pool day with my girls. We're going to drink and eat until our heart's desire. And yeah, so
I'm 31, I'm single, and I don't have any kids. Neither do I want any kids. And this is the conversation that I was having a couple days ago with a very close friend of mine. Love him. Super close friend of mine. He was telling me, look, bro, you're young. You're only 31. You might change your mind. So never say never. You might meet that one girl who just sweeps you off your feet and you think, okay, now I want kids. And I was like, no, actually, no, bro, because I know exactly how I am. I am extremely self-aware. I know that having a child or having children, I'd be tripping all day, stressed all day, 24/7. Where are they? Who are they with? Where are they at? Why are they there? The list goes on. But primarily, the reason as to why I don't want kids, the main reason is because, all right, when I was a little kid, I would ask my mom about pregnancy. I was like 10, 11 years old. And I would ask her, what is it like to have a kid? What is it, what does it feel like? Does it hurt? What's it like? What's the experience like? And she would tell me that it was the worst pain that anyone can go through. Childbirth, child pains, birth pains and all that stuff, right? And she would tell me that it was excruciating pain. And immediately I thought to myself, I was like, if I ever get older and if I ever get married or I get with someone, I'm not going to want to put them through that. Right away, I was like, why would I want to put the love of my life through such pain? No thanks. Nah, baby, I ain't putting you through that kind of pain. If you want kids, have them. But I'm not going to be the guy that's going to watch you there through the 9 months with your feet swollen, your back hurting, your arms hurting, your whole body in pain. You think I want to see you in that kind of pain? Of course not. I don't want to see the love of my life going through that kind of pain. I'm sorry, but I don't. And even though I will be there for her through thick and thin and everything she needs, you need some chocolate, you want some chocolates, I'll go to the store and get you some right now. Are you tired? I'll pick you up and I'll carry you to the car. I'll carry you to the house. I'll carry you to the couch. I'll do everything for you. But that still is not going to take away that pain, especially when you're giving birth. I don't want to put my woman through that pain. I'm sorry, but I just don't.
Nobody gets pregnant more or have kids more than people that are struggling. If you are struggling, what will make you think, yeah, like, let's have a baby? Like, what? Men and women, what will make you do that? Like, I can barely feed the kids I got. I can barely feed myself. I don't have a car. I don't have a job. But let me just have a baby real quick. What will make you do that? Like, what really do be wrong with people? People who struggle, I swear they have the most kids. Like, on TikTok, when you see people struggling, they be having like 4 or 5 kids. What will make you do that? Why raise a child in a struggling environment when you can't give them no type of life? No type of good life. Like, why do y'all do that? I really don't get it. Like, they'll be like, yeah, I'm homeless, I'm pregnant. What? How did this even happen? How did you even get, like, aroused enough to even have a baby homeless? Like, if I'm homeless, I'm focused. Like, it's just no way. Like, we gotta stop that. Stop having kids if you're struggling. Like, what's so hard about that?
One of the best decisions I've ever made for myself is to be child-free. And I don't care what anybody says, or if they're gonna come at me in the comments saying I'm selfish and I only care about myself. Because people have kids for very selfish reasons. People will have kids to take care of them when they're older, to prove to their parents that they could be a better parent. I literally throw up thinking about that. Literally, my own mother told me, when I told her that she did to me growing up, she was like, just have your own kids and do a better job. Excuse me? Just like, so disgusting. And second of all, I don't need validation from a child. That I'm a good person, that I have worth, that I have purpose, because I can find all that within myself. When you look for that from a child, you will inevitably traumatize them, put them into a role they did not ask to be in, and essentially you're making a choice on behalf of someone else that didn't get a say in it, because you wanted to have joy and bring life into the world because it is so beautiful. What about all the other lives that already exist, the billions of them? But it has to come from you though, right? It has to be your own, because you're fulfilling a reason within yourself. Anyways, on top of that, I spent a huge chunk, all my childhood, being a therapist for my mom, for people around me, constantly, literally abandoning myself because I had to make other people happy. And I'm like, dude, I am not putting off my life anymore. Like, I am not going to be living for someone else. I'm going to be living for myself, and I'm going to be living for the people that are already here and existing in the world that I love, that are my soul family. Like, those are the people that matter to me. I don't need to bring another person in here to be like, I don't have friends, so let me have a kid because they'll love me unconditionally. No. Literally one of the best decisions I could ever make. Literally one of the best decisions I could ever make. I am so happy with my decision every single day. When I have disposable income, I could do whatever I want. And I could just be free and explore life. And if I want to hang around kids, I will literally go hang around my friends that have kids. Or my family members that have kids. I'm like, yeah, bro, like, let me take your kid for like a couple hours and let me give it back to you. But it's such a beautiful life. It's so awesome. And for anybody that tells you like, you're gonna regret it, it's like, I'm not regretting it right now. I'm not gonna regret it later, because I'm not gonna make someone else my guarantee as to why I need someone like to take care of me when I'm older. I'm gonna figure all that shit out on my own and not put that onto a brand new person that I decided to bring here because I wanted to.
Can all my women in their 30s tell me what it's like to not have kids?
Hi, I'm 33 and I have no kids. And I have no kids by choice. And I don't want kids. I personally don't think this creator did anything wrong having kids in her 30s. I don't think there is a perfect time to have kids. I don't think you'll ever be ready to have kids. As long as you wanted kids, then you're good. You're solid. The kids are going to be just fine. You're going to be just fine. But me personally, I don't want kids. I've never wanted kids. You see my house? It's beige as fuck because I don't have kids. My dog, she's not here right now, but she's beige. She fits the aesthetic. I'm too selfish to have kids, plain and simple. I'm too selfish to have kids. And that's just because I was raised in a Latino household where I practically raised my brothers and sisters, including my mom. I raised her too. So I've been raising people my entire life. I don't want to do it anymore. My mom has scarred me from ever wanting children. My mom says that when I was like 15, or probably even younger, I always said that I don't want kids. I don't want kids. I can't imagine the life that I live now. And it's not like I do anything wild. It's not like I'm fucking going out every single day. I truly like my peace. My house is always quiet. Listen, when my sister, I have a 10-year-old sister. When my sister says, Vicky, I want to, but I'm not. Can you imagine if that was mommy? I simply can't do it. Shout out to all the mothers out there doing it, killing it, single mothers. I was raised by a single mother like you guys. You guys on the bomb.com. But me, simply, I could never do it. I just can't do it. I don't want to do it. I choose not to do it. I'm too selfish with my time. I don't care what the men on this app got to say. Oh, you look old. No man's ever going to want you anyway. I don't care. Pookie, I simply don't care. Look at me. I'm so happy. I can't do it, but it's not for me. My life's great. And I don't think, women that have children, I don't think your life sucks. And I don't understand this beef between, women that have children and women who don't have children. Like, you guys want to rave about your kids. I love that for you. I want to rave about the fact that I don't have kids and I never will. So I think we should just unite, love each other, say, fuck them kids together.
A lot of the clips we're watching aren't really about hating children, even if the language gets dramatic. The real point underneath all the sarcasm is that parenthood is a lifestyle, not a personality badge. And not everyone wants the lifestyle. People hear, I don't want kids, and they act like the person said, I don't believe in love. But it's not that deep. Some people simply know themselves. They know they value quiet, autonomy, sleep, flexibility, and mental space. And they're being honest about what they can realistically handle without resentment. That honesty is actually more responsible than pretending you want kids because it's socially expected, than silently suffering and calling it just what moms do.
When a child-free person talks about their decision to be child-free, what compels some people with children to say, you're going to regret that decision in the future? 5-10 years from now, you're going to wish you had kids. Unless you time traveled to the future and spoke to my future self and I said that, shut the hell up. Please, shut the hell up, because there is no way you know what my future self wants. No way at all. I'm aware that most parents love their children, but I'm also aware that a lot of parents are struggling. And I don't even mean just financially, because I know a lot of people say, oh, wait till you're financially stable. But it's not just finances. It's also your mental, your environment. Hell, look at the world around us. I don't want to bring a kid into this shit show. Are you serious? I think a lot of people also forget that when you have a child, your entire life is now about that child. And I'm sorry. Well, actually, I'm not sorry, but I don't want that for myself. I want to get up and do whatever I want to do and not think about another person who is fully dependent on me. Until they can at least fend for themselves, you have to move and make every single plan around that child. And some people don't want that, and that should be okay. No explanation needed. Those of us without children don't go around telling people, you should have never had that kid. You should have had an abortion. So I think if we can respect others, we should also be, given that same respect in return. So please keep your thoughts and wishes for us to yourselves. Thank you.
I hate how people with kids can just be like, oh man, I love having kids. I can't wait to have more. Or people who don't have kids, who want kids, are just like, it's my one and only dream. I want to have kids. I can't wait to be a mom, be a dad, whatever. And the whole world is just like so happy for them and so positive, and everyone is just like so genuine. But the second I go, oh yeah, I'm never having kids, like I don't want kids ever, people are like, what's wrong with you? They think that just because I say I never want kids, they're like, why do you hate kids? I didn't say that. Like, I have 23 nieces and nephews, so I know. Like, I love kids. I love my nieces and nephews with my whole heart. That solidifies the fact that I do not want kids. I don't want to be a mom. I don't want to be a parent. I want to live life with me and my husband for the rest of our life. I have no desire to be a mother. Like, I can't, put it into words how much I don't want to be a mom. It's 5 o'clock on a Thursday night. I'm drinking some wine. I'm going to lay down, put Grey's Anatomy on, and work on my puzzle that my husband bought me. That's it. I have no other worries. That's it.
So I don't know if it's just me, but I'm so sick of the people who come on here and say that they're so proud to be child-free. Like it's some sort of blessing. And that they made the right choice, and they're so happy that they're child-free, and they can do this and that, and whatever they want at any time. Trying to make it sound like they're better than women who wanted to have a child and a family. I mean, yeah, I get it. If you don't want to have kids, by all means, don't have kids. But why is it becoming like a trend or a personality trait where you need to come on here and talk about how great your life is because you are child-free and you can travel and you can come home and rot in bed and get up whenever you want? That gets old quick. Also, women can travel with a child. Did you know that? Yeah, you can do a lot with a child. Yeah, if you have 3, 4, 5, 6, it's going to be much harder. But there's lots of benefits to having children. So I don't know if they come on here trying to convince themselves that it was their choice, and that's not just how it ended up. If you're 40, child-free, husband-free, and they come on here and act like it was my choice, that's what I wanted, when in reality it just didn't happen for them. But I'm sure, yeah, obviously there are people who don't want kids. But how many 40-somethings do you know that have no kids, no husband, and are jet-setting all the time, spending their money on whatever they want, going to the south of France for the summer? It's very few and far between. So I'm just sick of seeing these, people come on here trying to act like they're holier than thou because they're child-free. And I saw another girl post, she was like, child-free, saying that is actually very rude because it's like saying you're cancer-free, you are, free from something that is just a disruption or a ailment. I don't get it.
I really don't get it. Like, I would never come on here and say, I have a child and this is so great and you need to have a child too. And these are all the benefits that come along with it. It's annoying. Keep it to yourself. No one cares.
I always say I never want kids, so here is some reasons why I say that. Also, I know I'm 21 and I'm young, and people always tell me like, oh, it's gonna change as you get older, so that's fine, maybe it will, but this is how I feel right now. Okay, number one, and I feel like this is like the most obvious reason, like I don't want to be pregnant, I don't want to give birth. Seems miserable, seems painful, seems torturous, don't want to do it. Okay, next reason is I grew up as someone who didn't have money, like my parents didn't have money, they didn't give me money, and I've always had to work for my own money since the day it was legal for me to work. So, the thought of like someone needing something from me all the time for the rest of my life, that sounds horrible to me. I don't want to do that. I literally do not have any interest in working my life to support someone else, because I want it for myself. Next is, what if I just want to do something impulsive, like go to the beach, go to the club, go to the gym, and I can't because there's kids that I'm literally responsible for? No. Like, what if I want to go to the beach by myself and have a little alone time, but I can't because don't have a babysitter? What if I want to go to the club, get drunk? I feel like you don't even have free will. Like, I don't want that. I literally, no. Next thing is that kids are loud and scream and cry, and I don't like loud people or obnoxious people. I don't enjoy it. I don't want to be around it. I like my peace and quiet. If something starts screaming and crying in the middle of the night while I'm deep in my sleep, I'm going to be very upset. I want peace. Next thing is, I don't want to be called mom. That's not my name. I don't want someone to say, mom. No. Okay, next reason is I don't want to be tied down to a relationship with the father of my children. For example, let's say I want to leave my boyfriend or husband and I have kids with him. That just makes it so much more complicated, because now I have to think about the fact that he's the father of my kids. Now I'm gonna have to be a single parent. Now I'm gonna have to co-parent with him, blah, 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 blah. I don't want to do that. I don't want to ever feel like I'm tied down to someone or like forced to be with someone, because if I need to leave, I need to leave. I just feel like it puts so much more pressure on that relationship when you have kids with someone. Next thing is, what if I do all the right things, raise it how I want to, and it turns out to be some like racist homophobe? Like, there's nothing I can do about that. What if it goes to school, makes friends with bad people, and now it's influenced by those people, and there's nothing I can do because I brought this person into the world by my choice, and now they're an adult and they can do whatever they want. So, like, now I just brought a horrible person into the world. Okay, another thing is, like, I have to make sure that kid eats, like, 3 meals a day and, like, eats nutrition and, like, gets their protein and vegetables, whatever they have to do. Like, that is way too much work. I do not cook 3 meals for myself. Okay, next thing is that having a kid is going to cost so much of my time and money, and the kid is probably, like, not going to be grateful for me at all, and they're probably going to fight with me and go through, like, a really angry, like, bratty hormonal stage and, like, be, like, a little rebellious, like, teenager, and, like, I cannot handle that, because if I had a kid and I did made all these sacrifices for them and literally gave up my life for them to be alive, and then they, like, grow up and hate me and they're some rude teenager, I would be like, excuse me. Like, that's the reason. It's because I know that I would be mad all the time. Like, I know that I would be like, who even are you? Basically, the conclusion is that I don't see the point of having kids, because to me, it's just like, well, what is the benefit? Like, what am I getting out of it? And I know that sounds selfish. I get, like, it's not all about me, but, like, it is all about me. Like, this is my life. Like, that's the way I think about it. Like, this is my life. It kind of is all about me. I am the main character. So, like, if having kids is not going to benefit me, like, why would I do it? What is the benefit? Like, they give you joy, I guess. You have, like, companionship, but, like, I already have that. I don't need to create more. No. Anyway, those are my opinions. Please don't hate on me. Yeah, sorry, bye.
Bro, is it selfish to not want to have kids so that you can have a better life for yourself? My girlfriend wants to have kids, and I don't, because I don't want to have a fucking million more responsibilities. I want to be able to come home from work and do what I want to do, work to where I want to work, get fucking rich. I have so many hobbies and passions and things that I want to do with my life. And she's trying to say, like, it's selfish that I don't want the responsibilities and this and that. And I think it's the opposite. I think it's selfish to want to bring kids that didn't ask to be in this world into this world that's like fucking about to explode, like going to shit. Like, I'm an optimist, bro, but like you can't deny what's going on. And then it's like you just don't even have control of your life anymore once you have a kid, unless you just want to be a complete deadbeat. Like, you just want to bring a kid into this world just so that you can like feel better about yourself when you come home from work and like escape into Netflix on your phone. But it's like, oh, it's all worth it. Little Jimmy's having a great time on Fortnite, TikTok. Like, fuck that shit. I want to come home and do what I want to do and make the life I want to make. And like, it sounds cool to have a little version of me that I teach things and, you know, train things and watch them grow up. But then you think about, all right, so this kid spawns in, then he has to go to fucking school, try to fit in with a bunch of fucking little fake fucks that are all just trying to fit in with each other. And then he grows up and then he has to go to work, a fucking 9 to 5, that job that he probably hates, trying to fucking fit in there and just fucking hate his life. All right, bro. But it's like, well, why would I want to do that? Like, make my life worse just to raise another kid who's probably going to also have a kid to make his life worse, instead of just doing what the fuck I want to do with my life and making the most of it. I just think that shit makes no sense. I think that shit's stupid, honestly. But she's wanted to have a kid since she was little, and it's like, I don't, bro. I wanted to fucking be rich since I was little. I wanted to fucking be a professional basketball player. I mean, that might not be able to happen, but like, there's other shit that I want to do that I can do, and I can make my life the way I want it. Why would I just put this shit on extreme difficulty for no fucking...
I'm on my lunch break. I'm bored. I have a list in my notes app of sentences that remind me why I don't want kids. If you're sensitive, don't listen. I would rather regret not having a kid than having one. I have never met a mom that I wanted to switch lives with. I have never stopped in a moment and thought this would be so much better with a kid. I would be a great mom, just not a happy one. I don't want to lose myself to save someone else. It literally never looks fun. Too much responsibility. I already have a full-time job. I don't want a full-time job on top of a full-time job. I don't like the idea of someone else's life depending on me. I would make my life their life. My life would no longer be my life. I am too selfish. Kids can make or break a marriage, and I don't want to take that gamble. They are expensive. I like doing nothing more than anything. Sleeping is more important to me than breathing. I don't like listening to them cry. I have so many more, but that's it for now. Hope you enjoyed.
Possible unpopular opinion, I don't want kids, and you shouldn't either, nigga. Matter of fact, you need to stop having kids. Every time I tell somebody that, specifically my peers or friends, they be like, oh, well, why you want kids? Why do you? I feel like all the people that's having kids should not be passing them genes on, buddy. You barely graduated high school. You're hurting us, literally. We got niggas voting. I asked a nigga last week, bro, who you vote for? He said the red side. I said, what they call? I don't know, the red side. Niggas is gang banging via vote. Nigga just voting. When somebody asks me a genuine question, I'll try my best to give them a valid answer. I'm a little bit smart-mouthed and got a lot of bit of sass in me. I seen an ad last week that was promoting taking out loans to buy groceries. Niggas is using a 3-step payment plan to buy groceries. And you're asking me why I want kids. Nigga put 30% down on a dozen of eggs, and you're asking me why I don't want kids. I got a friend that's in therapy to this day because they mama think they should pay them back for the 9 months that they carried them. That bitch is slow. The air is sometimes bad, food is sometimes bad, water is sometimes bad. Everybody gets an opinion. Niggas get, mind you, niggas is getting opinions even on topics that they not educated on. I just found out what black fatigue was. Mind you, it's just racism. Everything boils down to racism, unfortunately. But wait, there's more. Global warming. That's a thing. Only way I think people should start having kids again is if it's a mandatory IQ test. Because you is stupid. We need to stop asking each other, why don't you want kids? And start asking each other, why do you want kids? What's a valid reason to bring a kid in this world? Because y'all just be just bunny fucking everybody. Having a kid knowing that you're already cooked without a kid is crazy work. You can't afford a McGriddle from McDonald's and you think you can afford a kid? That's stupid. You're slow. I'm sorry, buddy. You're cooked.
The trend where moms show a picture of themselves before they had a child, and then they show a picture of themselves after they've had that child. That's why I don't have kids. Amen. Because being child-free is a blessing. Being child-free is a blessing. Children literally suck the life out of their mother when you were like incubating it. They drain the life out of you. They drain the nutrients from your body. They drain your energy. You will never be the same once you have a child. They will be leeching off you for the rest of your life. I know that sounds so bad. Maybe God will change my heart in the future and make me want a child. But right now, in my youth, No. So I just want to thank all the mothers for posting that to just reaffirm to all the child-free people of our decision. Thank you.
And let's talk about the part women keep circling back to. The fear isn't always the child, it's what comes after the child. It's the way motherhood can swallow your identity whole. Society loves reducing women to roles, and motherhood is the biggest role people try to lock you into permanently. Once you become mom, everything else becomes secondary. Your rest, your goals, your body, your hobbies, your ambitions, even your personality. And if you say you don't want that, people call you selfish. But it's not selfish to say, I don't want to disappear. It's self-preservation. A lot of women aren't scared of loving a child. They're scared of being expected to sacrifice themselves completely and still be judged like it wasn't enough. So yeah, the tension makes sense. This topic isn't just about babies. It's about identity, freedom, money, time, and expectations. What's also wild is how personal people take it when someone is child-free. Like, why are you offended? If a stranger choosing peace makes you angry, you're not mad at them, you're mad at what their freedom represents. Because the number one response is always, you'll regret it. And that line is never said like advice, it's said like a threat. It's basically, I need you to experience what I experienced, so I feel better about my own choices. And that's why the child-free debate feels less like concern and more like projection. Child-free people aren't walking up to parents saying, you're going to regret your kids in 10 years. Nobody does that because it sounds insane. But for some reason, the reverse is socially acceptable, like it's normal to argue with someone else's life. And honestly, a lot of this conflict isn't even child-free women versus moms. It's women who had options versus women who didn't feel like they did. Some people chose motherhood intentionally and love it, and you can tell they're not threatened by anyone else's decision. But some people became mothers because that's what you do, or because their partner wanted it, or because they didn't have the support to explore other paths, or because life happened. And when someone says, I'm not doing that, it hits a nerve not because the child-free person thinks they're better, but because it forces the other person to confront the reality that motherhood wasn't always presented as a choice. And when choice enters the conversation, it becomes emotional, because it highlights what some people didn't get to have, freedom. There's also the fact that modern life is already heavy. People are exhausted. Money is tight. The cost of living is disrespectful. Groceries cost too much. Rent costs too much. Healthcare costs too much. And a day off feels like a myth. So when someone says, I don't want to add another dependent human into this, it's not always because they hate kids. It's because the system makes parenting harder than it needs to be, then shames people for not wanting to play on extreme difficulty. And that's why some of these clips land so hard. They're not just rejecting motherhood, they're rejecting the idea that suffering is proof of virtue. So here's where I'm at with it. If you want kids, that can be beautiful. Some people truly feel called to parenting. They find meaning in it, they love the family structure, and that's valid. But the part that needs to die, like immediately, is the idea that there's one correct blueprint for adulthood, especially for women. Because having kids doesn't automatically make you fulfilled, and not having kids doesn't automatically make you lonely. A lot of people are out here calling child-free people selfish, but let's be honest, plenty of people have kids for selfish reasons too. Some people want a mini-me, some want unconditional love, some want someone to take care of them when they're older, some want to fix their childhood through parenting, and some do it because they're scared to be alone. None of those reasons are automatically evil, but let's not pretend only one side has motivations. What matters is whether you've actually thought it through, whether you're doing it intentionally, and whether you're ready for the reality, not the aesthetic version. And the most important part of this whole conversation is the one nobody likes hearing. A maybe is not a yes when it comes to kids. If you're on the fence, that doesn't mean you need pressure. It means you need time, clarity, and honesty about what you truly want. Children aren't a trial subscription. They're not a we'll see how it goes. It's a permanent life shift. So if your spirit says no, or even not right now, that's worth listening to. Because the worst outcome is having a child you love but resent the life that came with it. That's not fair to you, and it's definitely not fair to the child. Also, can we retire the who's going to take care of you when you're old argument? That is not a reason to create a human being. A child is not a retirement plan. And honestly, it's creepy how comfortable people are saying that out loud like it's normal. If you want companionship, community, family, there are a million ways to build that without making a person responsible for your future. And if someone is happy as a parent, they shouldn't feel threatened by someone else choosing differently. The same way, if someone is happy child-free, they don't need to make motherhood sound like a curse to justify their peace. The problem isn't women. The problem is the culture that tells women their bodies are public property, their choices are open for debate, and their worth is tied to what they produce. So I want to know what you think. Do you believe people are genuinely concerned when they tell child-free women they'll regret it? Or do you think it's about validation? And do you think society would still pressure women this hard to have kids if motherhood came with real support? Affordable childcare, better healthcare, more time off, more community, and less judgment. Drop your thoughts in the comments, keep it respectful, and if this topic hit a nerve in either direction, you already know what to do. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.